Hi, Gwen Atkinson here at Let's Talk from the Heart. I'm currently in Austin, Texas, and I have never been here in my life before. I'm here for a conference. Some of you will have heard me talk about a company that I work with. In fact, I'm an affiliate marketer for, and it's helping you to grow your online presence, your online business, your own online authority. Teaches you just about everything you need to know about being present online and helping you to navigate and learn and feel confident as well. So I'm here for a 3-day marketing event, but I thought I'd turn up a couple of days beforehand so that I could get to see this beautiful city. Here it's one of the capitals of the world for music, and it has a lot to offer. I booked my flight to leave from Manchester first thing Tuesday morning, and that allowed me to arrive at my hotel in Austin on Tuesday night, late. So that meant I had Wednesday and Thursday for sightseeing. And all was going well until I got to the airport and was told that my flight, which was booked by Thomas Cook, was delayed for an hour and a half. And this alerted me to the fact there was a very, very good chance I was going to miss my connecting flight. So I went to speak to a representative who assured me I would be taken care of and not to worry, and that I might make the connecting flight. Anyway, had I been a more seasoned traveller, I would have realised there was absolutely no way in an hour travelling into America that I would make a connecting flight. So I actually barged my way through passport control, saying to everybody as I forced my way up the queue that I was going to miss my connecting flight. And people were amazingly considerate and allowed me to jump the queue. I then got through to the other end and met a representative, at least he told me he was a representative of Thomas Cook, who seemed to have very little information, was extremely vague, but assured me that I'd been booked into a hotel because I had missed my connecting flight, and not to worry, Thomas Cook would email me with further instructions, gave me the name of the hotel and my booking reference number, and told me to return to the airport the following day. So a little voice in my head said, something not quite right about this, but I had the hotel, so off I went. Beautiful hotel. Waited for the email, no email. Extremely tired, as by now it's 5:00 in the morning, my time, UK time, and I've had no sleep. So I decided to get some sleep, and thank goodness for jet lag, because I was up again at about 2:00. And I thought, right, I'll go on the chat line with Thomas Cook, as there was no email, and I'll ask what I need to do. Again, no forthcoming information. The chap on the chat line said, you'll have to go to the airport. I then decided maybe I should go to the airport. So at 4:00 in the morning, I went to the airport looking for Thomas Cook. Now, I will tell you now, if you need a guide for San Francisco Airport, I'm your woman. For 2 hours, I travelled around 4 terminals if you include the international terminal, and discovered that Thomas Cook were nowhere to be found. Right, so eventually I decided I had to get to Austin. I couldn't wait at the airport for the appearance of a Thomas Cook representative. But I will tell you, on the lead up to this, I may sound calm now. You may hear amusement in my voice, but I can assure you I was far from amused earlier in this journey. I was absolutely furious that Thomas Cook had not informed me at any point that there was no chance of me getting this connecting flight, and absolutely furious that they hadn't been ready with a new flight for me when I arrived in San Francisco. And as the evening had gone by, I became more angry, more vengeful, more outraged, and my world started to close in around me. I was in this absolutely amazing, beautiful hotel in San Francisco, and all I could see was my fury and my fear at being abandoned in a city that I had never been to before, not knowing what my outcome was going to be. I felt in that moment I needed to know. I wanted to know. And I then projected my anger and I took it out on some of the people around me. I will say that not in a particularly hurtful way, but I could feel it in my communication with the online chat person with Thomas Cook. And what I was failing to connect with was a sense of knowing within me that everything was going to be okay. And the universe kept prompting me to see the humour. Because when I walked into my hotel room, even though it was absolutely stunning and beautiful, it was like an icebox. And apparently the air conditioning had broken down and they couldn't do anything about it. So they offered to bring me a fan heater. Not only did they bring me one fan heater, which didn't work, they brought me 2 fan heaters, which didn't work, and then a third, only to discover that it was the plug that didn't work. And I have noticed this, that I know it's never funny at the time, but there's always a good story attached to these events, isn't there? So I did, in the end, decide to sit on my bed before I headed to the airport and make a choice. How was I going to be? Was I going to go to the airport and being increasingly angry, go into battle, cause myself a lot of harm and pain because I would create a lot of fear? Would I then, in so doing that, manifest an environment and a situation whereby I would encounter struggle, combat, fear, and not get my desired outcome? So in that moment, I knew, and I called on all my resources, my higher powers. I called on all my ancestors to come with me, help me to be in a loving space and actually create, because that's what I believe we can do, create the loving outcome, the desired outcome that I wanted. I have to say that it wasn't walking around San Francisco airport for 2 hours, and it wasn't having to buy a new flight. But if I had allowed myself to have been in that place of fear and anger, I may not have had the clarity of mind and the connection of heart to have ended up finding what I needed, and albeit I had to pay for it, I actually got to Austin, Texas in time and quite comfortably. And I'll also say along the way, I met a number of angels. And I don't know if you've ever been in that place of fear, abandonment, vulnerability, and someone says something kind to you, and then the tears start. So I had a couple of those. And I'm here in this hotel, and I'm about to go out and have a walk and sightsee. It is so hot here, and there's a thunderstorm about to break. But I watched one of my favourite astrologers this morning, Kay Pacha. And if you get a chance, if you don't know him and you get a chance to look him up on YouTube, it's Kaypacha. And he talks about um, what is happening at the minute. And he talks about this dance between light and dark. And he describes it in this really sensual manner where we can choose to go into the dark and be in misery, victimhood and pain, or choose to dance with it in a sensual, invigorating and majestic way. And I feel that's the choice I had. I had the experience of the going into the dark and fighting and feeling a bit like a victim and feeling the fear. But then I chose to do the dance. And out of that came something quite creative as well. And he also talks very much about this time of death and rebirth. And I don't know how all of you are feeling at the present time, but I am really asking myself, who am I? What am I supposed to be doing? And how do I show up? How do I come here, set up this channel, do my work? What is it people want, need? I mean, I personally feel it's connection. Over the past few weeks, I have been feeling this sense of aloneness. And in this sense of aloneness, I realize that what I lack and what I miss is a real sense of connection. So I know that for me, connection and community are by far the most important things to me. And involved in that are all my friends and my family. So it is a real time of searching deep and asking those questions of ourselves. Who am I? How do I want to be in the world? How do I want to show up? What do I want? And I truly believe that whatever life gives us will provide the answers. So I'm not saying I've got this one sorted, and I'm not saying that I know exactly where I'm going. But with this experience, I know that the most important thing for me is to connect with my higher self, connect with my heart, and trust. Be in the flow and be in alignment. And when I step out of alignment, just to come back and put my hand on my heart and take some deep breaths into that heart space. And breathing actually has to be one of the most important things as well for all of us at these times. To come back just to that place of peacefulness and stillness and work on finding that each day. So that's my story and my tale and my tips. And over the next few days, I will see how things unfold and hopefully share more with you. I just wish you all peace and love from the bottom of my heart. And if there are any questions, please write in the comments below. If you want to share anything, please write in the comments below and I will get back to you. Blessings.